Well, hello. Today's the 1991 buddy cop movie, Showdown in Little Tokyo. Chris Kenner is an LA cop who works the Little Tokyo district. He gets a new partner in Johnny Murata, a Japanese American. They don't get along at first. A new Yakuza boss comes to town and puts a nightclub owner in a car compactor to get ownership of a popular club. The death of a girl points to the club, and the two go there and are captured by the Yakuza. The new Yakuza boss is the one that killed Lundgren's parents when he was a child. The boss has plans to use a brewery to distribute drugs across the country. He also kidnaps a dancer and rapes her. The two cops come to the rescue. They are then captured by the Yakuza after a fight. They manage to escape a sadistic torturer who loves to play with electricity. They then assault the brewery by hijacking a truck and crashing into it. They manage to kill the Yakuza in a protracted gunfight. Lundgren then gets his revenge in the middle of a parade in Little Tokyo. So this is a buddy cop movie, which was a pretty popular genre back in the 80s and 90s. In this one, it had Dolph Lundgren, who was, the white American who grew up as an orphan in Japan and has a real affinity for the culture. And he's paired with Brandon Lee, who's a half Japanese American who grew up in California and doesn't really care much about the culture. Although he did learn martial arts to, placate his mother. And, it also had like Tia Carrera and as a love interest and Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa as the main villain. He's kind of like one of the go-to Asians you always hire to if you want a villain. And he definitely does look like one mean guy, I tell you, if you wouldn't want to meet him like in a dark alley someday. And, this movie didn't quite do well. Warner Brothers apparently didn't have any, faith in it at all. After it was done, they apparently took it from the director and edited a bit. It cut out 10 minutes and moved some scenes around in that. The director says that the 10 minutes cut was really good. And, I'd kind of be interested in seeing a director's cut of this movie. But, it only made like a it only made $8 million. I mean, it made only 2.3 million on an 8 million budget, so it was definitely a flop. Then how much that they only gave it a limited release in the United States and a handful of other countries like Hungary and Israel and that. But over time though it has definitely become a cult classic because of the chemistry that Lundgren and Brandon Lee had, and also there was a big surge in rentals after Brandon Lee's tragic death in The Crow because they were interested in seeing him. It's kind of sad because I think Brandon Lee, who was Bruce Lee's son, he followed pretty much in his father's footsteps. He became a martial artist and an actor, and he started out in some small, low budget action stuff, just like this movie was. And just after he made the first big break movie, he also tragically died young. I think he had a really great future in store for him, but sadly that just wasn't to be. And of course, Dolph Lundgren's always enjoyable. I think he's a very underrated actor. But he had a successful B movie action career in the '90s and that. And this is a pretty enjoyable movie. It's a fun action movie. It has plenty of gunfight and martial arts and I think if you like stuff like that, you'll definitely like this movie. So if you stuck around with me this long, I thank you. You're a unique individual.